Hey everyone, welcome to the devlog for my game Bound by Broadcast. It's a cartoon-inspired puzzle platformer with some light Metroidvania elements, and this week I will be focusing on the level design. First up is some planning to make sure that I have an idea of what I want to achieve this week. And afterwards I dove straight into the first district of this level, which is the intro district, where I'm trying to familiarize the player with the basic concepts and the main features of the game. So what I will be doing is running around the demo, running around the level and see where some areas need fixing. And actually one of the main things, a pretty big thing, is I might get rid of these screen jumps, because I'm slowly running into some limitations of when I design a puzzle. I always have to contain it to this one screen, and I think I want to make these screen jumps a lot less frequent. Maybe if you go from district to district, but I don't want them happening all the time, actually from each room or each screen to another. So let's see how I get on with that, and yeah, let's get to it. I did actually remove those screen jumps, so they will happen a lot less frequently. Probably it will happen when you jump between districts and maybe for some secret areas, but definitely not between each individual screen anymore. So this is actually one big open area now, which I like a lot. It feels a lot more like one world and like a connected world. It does change a lot of things. There are some minor visual things that I have to fix, which was actually what I spent most of the morning on, setting up this follow camera. And a lot of things will actually change, because you used to not be able to carry things over from screen to screen, and now that is possible, which means that you can use the jellyfish over here, which wasn't possible previously. But in general, for the feel of the game, I really like it. Like I said, it feels a lot more like one world that you're running through instead of just these like connected screens. And it's gonna give me a lot more space to design puzzles in, not being confined anymore to these boxes. And I think tomorrow I will also start incorporating the kitchen theme, the cooking theme of this episode of the cartoon, actually a lot more into the background and into some other elements. That's it for today. This morning I went for a run, and now it's time to make a coffee and get into the level design. I started by having a look at all the districts and checking where I'm introducing new elements, like a jellyfish or a seeker or just a new behavior. So that's the first thing I did, running through everything and trying to figure out where I can implement some new puzzles, some new elements, and how that is going to lead to a streamlined level. So let me give you a tour of the level and what I've been up to. So this level centers around this octopus chef, and you will have to provide him with 3 ingredients, which are the quest items, to complete this level. And there's a district above, one to the left and one to the right. And the first one on the right is where you actually get the first item, which will be big in this game. These items will help you to traverse the world and solve some puzzles. So through here you'll acquire it, and then I try to teach you some of its uses, and then you can actually get the first quest item. Then once you drop that off, you can go either up top or to the left, and here on top we have a jellyfish field, which I sort of made a rough layout of. You have to trigger a couple of buttons to open up this gate and get the second quest item. You drop down and then you can go to the cave, which is a lot smaller, the crab cave. Over here I already have a bit more of a specific idea of what the challenges and the puzzles will be. But if you get through that, you can get the third item and also drop that off in the cauldron. So yeah, this is how I'm tackling the level design, just making these rough outlines, these rough layouts, and then I play through it and try to figure out, try to feel if I'm introducing things in the right order, if things aren't going too fast, if I'm not trying to teach the player too much at once. So yeah, this is how I'm going about it. After a quick walk and some lunch, I dove into the design of some kitchen elements. I made a short list and I selected a few that I thought that would be fun to incorporate in the game, because this level is all about cooking, is all about the kitchen, and I wanted to have some elements that represent that. And tomorrow I will start implementing these in the game. Both the jelly and the knife will be used for bouncing, for getting to higher ground, and the fridge is actually something that contains some currency and that you can hit with a hammer. Tomorrow I will just be implementing these things, so I think I'll just give you an update at the end of the day. The Wednesday was pretty productive. Over here I implemented the mini fridge, and once you hit it, the coins spill out, the currency comes out. I also implemented this secret area that once you walk in, it fades, and it fades right back when you walk out. Then over here I implemented the jellies, which are just a platforming element. Allows you to bounce and you cannot grab them, which was important. And then as a bonus I added this trap door, which drops you once you stand on it for a little bit, to provide or to actually add some extra urgency to the platforming. So tomorrow what I will be doing is having a look at the level design of the different districts and seeing where I can implement these elements. And once I feel confident that I will keep them, that I like them, I will animate them. And that's actually what I will be doing tomorrow, and the animation might actually run over into Friday. And that's it for today. Time to head home. It's a beautiful rainy morning in Eindhoven today, and I thought it would be cool to have a look at the level design and do a before and after, so we can look at them side by side and see the progress that I've made. Let's first have a look at the crab caves. This is already a little bit different than the thing I showed you before, but I thought the cave should obviously also go down a little bit, so this is where I started. And this is how it looks now. Expanded it a little bit. You fall down here, you have to do some platforming to get up to these crabs, which you have to hit, and then you can go up a little bit, do another part of platforming, and then go out here. And what I'm slowly starting to learn is that you have to look, for example, over here it's entirely straight, and the same goes for this section, and it needs to be a bit more playful. So I think this is heading in the right direction, but I still need to figure out how to make it a little bit more winding. It's not just these straight shafts, these straight corridors, but I definitely think this is a nice improvement already. Let's have a look at the jellyfish fields. So this was at the beginning of the week, this rough outline of what it should be, with a gate at the top, the quest item behind it, and then there would be multiple buttons that you would have to trigger to open up this gate. And I've turned it into this. There are a lot more jellyfish. I already incorporated some extra areas, some secret areas. Tried to work out some platforming parts as well. But I think the main structure is there, and it's still gonna need a lot of tweaks, but it's definitely moving into the right direction, looking like a distinct district. And then to wrap up the week, let's have a look at the Hammer district. In this district you will receive your first item, and I'm not 100% sure how to tackle this, how to present the hammer, the first item, to the player. And I feel that I need to figure that out first before I make any big changes to the actual level structure. So that wraps up this week. And for the next week I will actually be focusing on the chef, the octopus chef, and also still working on the level design and figuring out where platform challenges should be, how the corridors are structured, and where to place certain interactables and interactable elements. So all in all, it was a good week. On to next week, where I will be working on the chef.